The debut edition of the JMSports Show is on the air. Hello everybody, Jonathan Mozart here for JM Sports 100. How is it going? This is the JM Sports Show. Welcome to it. Normally, as time goes on, we'll get a little more fancy with it, but this is basically just a test run. As you can see, I'm wearing a Miller Lite hat, and that only means one thing. It means there's an NFL pick to make, and indeed there is. There's a preview and a pick to make. But I want to start the program off with news that came across the wire this morning. Notre Dame is going to become a member of the ACC, except in football. But they're going to play Notre Dame is going to play 5 of those teams annually. 5 ACC teams annually. But they won't join the conference. What? Our TV deal with NBC is too big. We have a great deal with NBC. Every college football team gets on TV. So basically what you're telling me is this. You face these 5 ACC teams, and the ACC is not a very strong conference. So, and you know why the ACC is doing this, because they're looking for that pop. They're looking for that jolt that they need. But the ACC is not a strong conference, so Notre Dame could go 5-0 in these 5 ACC contests. But they don't win the title. What? Just suck it up and join the ACC. You're doing it for everything else. Just suck it up and do it for football. This independent thing is so overrated. Look at independent schools and how well they do. Independent schools are winning national championships. Alabama, LSU, Auburn, Florida, they are winning national championships. Independents don't win national titles at this stage. So I think it's kind of absurd, it's kind of stupid that Notre Dame will not make the switch. Alrighty, speaking of college football, sticking with it just for a second, we do have one college football pick to make as well. Normally, because in college, most of the players and students can't drink, I won't wear a Miller Lite hat to do college picks, except when I make the Thursday pick, because I can use a Miller Lite hat for making NFL picks. Or I guess I could just hat switch, but I'm not going to. But here we go. Had a good week last week in college football. We went overall, on the Saturday part, which I never made a video doing the record there, 53-17. So looking, 53-17 is what we did over there. So we went technically 54-18, and I can see I screwed up, so I need to make a change here. But 54-18, I'll be honest. We went 54-18 on the week because we went 1-1 on the Thursday and Friday games, respectively. But I can make that change really quickly here, like I am right now. Keep in mind, this is the debut just for the JMSports Show, so don't criticize me too bad. Okay, let's take a look now at our overall record, we are 120-31 on the year because of the mess up. But yeah, that's alright. 1,268 wins, 448 losses. So we continue to roll there. Hopefully we can roll well this weekend and everything goes our way. The game for tomorrow looks like this. It can be seen at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN, and watch ESPN. Rutgers takes on South Florida, Big East matchup. I'm going Rutgers. Battle of undefeated teams. Give me Rutgers to stay undefeated. Sticking with the college ranks, coming up next, we will talk about a coach that is stepping away. A good coach. A very good coach that is stepping away from the game of basketball, as it was announced today. Jim Calhoun, coach at UConn, has had his fair share of health problems in the last few years, with cancer, with breaking his hip, and he's expected to officially announce tomorrow that he is retiring as the head coach of the UConn Huskies. Jim Calhoun, pretty good coach. Definitely a pretty good coach. A three-time college basketball champion. Of course, all three of them coming with UConn in his 5 Final Four appearances. Last year they went 20-14 overall. Excuse me. 17-6 in the conference, and they were bounced in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Their last championship came back in 03-04. So, there you go. He was definitely a great coach. Just a tremendous coach. Loved watching him coach. Loved watching UConn play. I think UConn will miss him, but I don't think they're going to skip much of a beat. I really don't. I think UConn will bounce back. They may be a little off in 2012-2013, but it'll be interesting to see. Jim Calhoun finishes up his record. Remember, he coached at Northeastern before he coached the Huskies. He went 248 and 137 there. And 95 and 24 in the conference. So he had pretty good teams there at Northeastern. He started coaching at Northeastern in 1972. He was there until at the end of the 1985-1986 season. He took over for UConn. I'm sorry, and then in 1986-1987 season, he took over a miserable UConn team and really turned them around. He went 7-25 in his first 2 years, and then 6-10 in 1989, and then really after that, they really didn't have too many bad years. After that, they only had 3 years of below 500 ball in the conference. By the way, that record I just gave you was the conference, so my bad there. He knew what he was doing. He could win a lot of games, and then of course he went to UConn. Had a lot of success at UConn. Won 3 championships, 873 wins, 369 losses. In his total career, he had 618 wins, 233 losses at UConn. 268 of his wins came in the conference. So, he will be replaced. Just give me a second to see if I can find the name. Ollie is the guy who is going to replace Coach Jim Calhoun. And I'm completely blanking on what his first name is at the moment. So just give me a second, and I will. Kevin Ollie. That's his name. Kevin Ollie will take over for Jim Calhoun. I apologize, guys. I don't have anybody but me just doing this stuff. And for the most part, I do a lot of work to research it, but at times struggling like this is going to happen. So just bear with me. By the way, these shows are going to vary in length every day. And we will throw some music in there. I have some uncopyrighted music that I can throw in at some point in time, and we'll get fancy with this eventually. Now, let's talk about baseball. I tweeted. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/JMSports 8829. I'm sorry, JMSports 8829. Follow me on Twitter. I tweeted that I was going to be watching the Yankees and the Red Sox from Fenway, and the Orioles and the Rays from Camden. But before we get to those games, let's go through the rest of what Wednesday saw. Philadelphia beats Miami 3-1. San Diego beats St. Louis 3-2. Baltimore and Tampa Bay. Well, we're not going to roll that one right now because we're going to roll that in a second. Same one with the Yankees in Boston. Seattle and Toronto. Seattle gets a 3-2 win. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Cincinnati wins again and continues to extend its lead in the NL Central. Washington continues to win, beating the Mets 2-0, blanking them under John Lennon, who got the win, taking the place of Steven Strasburg. Texas beat Cleveland 5-2. The Cubs beat the Astros 5-1. Detroit beating the White Sox 8-6. As that division race between those two teams continues to heat up, Kansas City wins 10-5. They're third in the AL Central, but I think we'll see in a minute, but they are double-digit games back. San Francisco beats Colorado 8-3. The Dodgers lose again 3-2 to the Diamondbacks, and the Athletics continue to win and surprise as they win 4-1. Let's go over the really quick. Let's go over the games for Thursday. The really quick games. Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Jeremy Hellickson will take on Bruce Chen. Oakland and the LA Angels. Anderson and Weaver. Seattle and Toronto. We'll see Hernandez and Alvarez. The Yankees and Boston, which can be seen on MLB Network tomorrow night, will have Hughes and DeBrod. Cleveland and Texas. McAllister and Holland will have that one. Philadelphia and Houston. Cloyd and Harrell. Detroit and Chicago, good pitcher matchup, Verlander and Chris Sale. Mendoza and Hendricks will go for the Kansas City, Minnesota deal, respectively, and St. Louis and the Dodgers, Lynn and Beckett. Alrighty, so there you go. As play started tonight, as the Orioles and Rays began play at Camden Yards, and the Yankees and the Red Sox began play at the legendary Fenway, the AL East was tied. When the Yankees left Fenway tonight, when the Orioles left Camden Yards tonight, the American League East was tied. That's right, it continues to go right down to the wire, both teams getting wins. The Yankees beating Boston 5-2, and the Orioles getting a ninth inning walk-off win, 3-2 for the Orioles. It was just a great baseball game, tied at 2, deadlocked at 2 for quite a while there, and then the Orioles come through in the bottom of the ninth to get their walk-off win. So Orioles win, Yankees win, and there you go. We are still tied in the American League East going into tomorrow. We'll see if one of the teams can break the tie. Tampa Bay and Baltimore, 12:35 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Like I said, Hellickson and Chen, and the Yankees and Boston get it on at 7:10 p.m. Hughes and DeBrant on the MLB Network. I'm going to attempt to watch both those games. This could not be more exciting. Bud Selig is getting exactly what he wanted out of this. I mean, just look at this, all right? Baseball right now is just looking absolutely tremendous. You look around the league, it looks like this. Baltimore and the Yankees tied. The Rays are only 3 games back. Chicago and Detroit, it's a 2-man race there, but still only 1 game apiece. And if the Tigers can beat the White Sox tomorrow, they will tie that division up. Texas and Oakland, Oakland's 3.5 back on Texas, so not a ton there. The Braves are definitely not out of the National League East hunt, but they are 8.5 back. They're not out of it, but Washington continues to win and impress. Cincinnati has an 11.5 game lead on St. Louis in the Central. That's basically probably St. Louis's division to lose. I'm sorry, Cincinnati's division to lose. San Francisco and the Dodgers. There's 6 games there between the two teams. Plus Arizona's 10 back. San Diego's 13 back or 12 back. So it's not that division is not really decided, but the Dodgers are faltering. Dodgers need to start winning some games to keep up with San Francisco, or San Francisco is going to run away with the situation. The Dodgers are only 4-6 in their last 10 games, so they have really faltered down the stretch, and it could definitely come back to bite them. So, all in all, and let's take a quick look actually at the wild card. I mean, even the wild card is just an exciting situation. Bud Selig getting exactly what he wanted. Now is a great time to be a baseball fan. I've never been more excited for baseball down the stretch, the final stretch of the season. Oakland and Baltimore and the Yankees are all tied for the American League wild card lead. So chances are we're going to have a playing game somewhere. Then Tampa Bay is only 3 back. LA Angels 3.5 back. Detroit's 5 back, but I don't think that's probably going to happen. You look at the National League, that's just as exciting. Atlanta and St. Louis are tied now with St. Louis's win, and Atlanta's lost to the Brewers today. In fact, the Brewers swept the Braves. Speaking of the Brewers, they sit there only 3 games back. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams. 7 teams separated by 4 games. 7 teams separated by 4 games. Atlanta, St. Louis, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Brewers, the Diamondbacks. All 4 games. Even the Padres are only 6.5 back. Pretty exciting stuff. Okay? Very exciting stuff. It's great. It's a great time. It's a great time to be a baseball fan. You could not ask for anything more than what we're getting. And that moves us to our final topic tonight before we move out of here on this debut edition of the JMSports Show. And that is actually, before we get to that, I do want to do one thing. And you guys will probably see it in the description. Obviously, if you watch this, I might not appeal. If you're not a diehard sports fan who likes everything, I'm not going to appeal to you completely because you're going to hear me talk about things that you don't really care about. So what I'm going to attempt to do every day is put in the description the topic that we talked about and the time in the video where it starts. You can just go down, click that, and listen to what you want. I think that's the best way to do that. Meanwhile, as far as making picks as well, I said that I was still going to make picks, just college football picks and NFL picks just on Friday shows. I've decided I'm not going to. I will make bonus videos at their normal times. There will be a video Friday morning with my baseball, with my NFL picks, video Saturday morning, Friday night might actually be in the JMSports Show when I talk about the Friday game. I haven't quite figured out yet, but Saturday, or Friday morning will definitely get its own, Friday afternoon will get its own NFL preview, a special edition of the JMSports Show, if that's really what you want to call it. So, there you go with that. So, baseball continues to be exciting. Speaking of exciting, we go to the NFL. Always exciting. Week 1. What did we learn? A lot. Go back and check my NFL Week 1 in review video. I said some things in there that I heard a lot of people talking about that I didn't necessarily agree with. So go check that out. We had 10-6 last week, Week 1 in the NFL, straight up. 308 and 186 on the year. 7-9 against the spreads. We struggled against the spread last week, and we may do it again this week, but eventually the spread will heat up once you start to figure out teams better. So we are 7-9 overall lifetime against the spread because that was our first year. This is our first year picking the spread. Here we go. Big NFC North matchup tomorrow night. 8:20 Eastern time. 8:20 Eastern time. NFL Network. Green Bay Packers. Chicago Bears. Packer fans up in arms. Oh, Packers are awful. I'm a Packer fan too. I'm not panicking yet. You played a really good San Francisco team. That is a hell of a defense that San Francisco has. And they showed that. Green Bay, if they meet San Francisco again in the playoffs, is not beating that defense. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. That defense is too good. Not many teams in this league can beat that defense. Maybe the Ravens. Maybe the Giants. Maybe the Bears. Maybe. So don't panic, Packer fans. It's not over yet. Meanwhile, the Bears unloaded on Andrew Luck. Because everybody kind of expected them to do. Bears are a good football team. Definitely an NFC Championship game contender. Possibly a Super Bowl contender as well. We shall see. Time will tell. Now, what do I expect in this game? I expect normal Bears, Packers, knockdown, drag out, hard-nosed, smash-mouth football. Bears are a good team, like I said. The Packers are a good team, too. They struggled last week, but the Packers will win their fair share of games this year. I'm not worried about that in the least. They will be just fine. Meanwhile, the Bears are going to continue to win. Bears will probably win the NFC North. Would not be surprised to see that. All in all, though, with the straight-up pick, I'm going to go with Packers in a tight game. With that being said, of it being a tight game, let's take a look at the spread. Remember, I get my spreads from ESPN Pigskin Pick'em, so when the Pick'em spreads lock, that's when I lock. And there you go. So the spreads are off compared to what spreads are in Vegas right before kickoff. I'm sorry, but I'm going with the ESPN Pigskin Pick'em spreads. I do this just for fun. I do not do this for money. By the way, if you guys decide to go out and lay money down on one that I make and I am wrong and I fail, G, and you lose money, you don't have my sympathy. I'm sorry. Green Bay Packers favored by 5.5. It's too much. It's just too much. With the way the Packers played last week, it's just too much. The Bears defense is not San Francisco's defense. But the Bears defense is not terrible. I do think the Packers will score points, obviously, because I think they'll win. One thing that worries me is the Packers defense. The Packers defense is not great. Cutler is good. That Brandon Marshall guy, he's pretty good. I think it's going to be, like I said, a knockdown, drag-out fight. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be smash mouth, Thursday Night Football. I cannot wait for it. Be sure to check it out. So once again, Packers straight up. But I'm taking the Bears. And you can have the points. I don't want them. You can have them. Overall, for a debut JMSports Show, I think this thing did not go too bad. Like we said, we will get better and more fancy as time goes on. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as I will be making another college football pick. Friday's college football pick. Got a good game. It should be a good game there to pick for Friday. Also, I will have a recap of this game. Also, we will keep an eye on that very tasty baseball stuff that's going on. That's tomorrow. Be sure to join us. Please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me feedback. Let me know what you think. I do know I need to shave. Eventually, I will do that. Let me know what you guys think and subscribe, and hopefully we can get this thing to go somewhere. I am Jonathan Mosette for JM Sports 100, and this has been the JM Sports Show.